start programming in C. So now first of all, what is programming? Programming is a set of instruction in order to you have to solve the problem by or the specification or the sequence of computational step in a programming language is called as a program. It's called as a program. The task of developing program. In order to solve the problem, you have to use a programming. So and what is algorithm? A step by step in order to solve the problem by using of logical way is called as an algorithm. Logical way is called as an algorithm. It is represented as a logical and a concise list of steps required to solve the problem is called as algorithm. Languagely representative of the various steps involved in the solving problem is called as algorithm. Points for developing algorithm. What is that point is every procedure should carefully specify the input and output requirements. So you have to give the input, the process and the output is outcome of this program is the output. The meaning of the variable should be clearly defined. In order to you have to easily understand to be can be implemented in any programming language. In order to that algorithm is implemented as sense, it can be easily implemented to the any programming language. It should terminate every binary of operations. So in order to represent the process of that programming, the flow chart is also very important thing. A flow chart is a pictorial representation in order to solve the solution of the problem. So certain symbols are used to declare that programming languages is called some flow chart. So various symbols as first you have to start input and output. You have to use this terminal box, that is at this oval shape, that progressing process in order to process certain information you have to use this processing this rectangle box. You have to use this to draw the flowchart, and you have to draw that input and output means you have to use that parallelogram, and you have to use certain subroutine means you have to define this model, and certain condition you have to check means you have to use this diamond symbol, and in order to one flow to different flow directions of flow you have to use this flow lines. One page to connect off another page you have to use this connector symbol is it oval shape. This is all about this flow of flowchart. So benefits of using both it's a easy way to understand any program. It is very easily to when the flowchart is using, and we can review our logic and debugging the program with the help of flowchart, easily explain of a program or discuss the solution. And what is computer program? A set of instruction that is provided to computers to solve the problem. It is called as a program. So what are all the elements in the program as command section, then program name, and you have to insert certain various symbols, sentences, keywords. So these are all about that procedural programming paradigm, and these are all about that general model of procedure oriented programming depicts the following characters. Emphasis is doing things global. Data is loosely available to all function. Data more openly around the system from function to function. Drawback of procedure oriented approach. It is unstructured, gives result generally in composed code which is difficult to understand and maintain. A large program is very difficult to identify to data which is used and which is function due to the its open availability. Global data are vulnerable. Structured approach. Structured programming is the process in which we break overall the program into separable pieces of modules. The program will more complex, and branching is used to make the less error and much easier to debug. More advantages of structured approach. This modification of enhancement in programs becomes much easier due to reduction in the main problem. It adds the concept of hierarchies and models with a single entry and exit points. Decreases debugging time, allows several programmers to code simultaneously. Sequence selection iteration of the basics construction of structured programming. So this is all about this programming approach.